We've just chanted and spilt wine for the 10 plagues listed in the Haggadah, the 10 plagues that afflicted the ancient Egyptians. We live in a very different world, but Pesach is a good time to remember that even after our liberation from slavery millennia ago, there are still many challenges for us to meet. Here are 10 modern plagues. Number 1, inequity. Access to affordable housing, quality healthcare, nutritious food, good schools, and higher education is far from equal. The disparity between rich and poor is growing, and opportunities for upward mobility are limited. Number 2, entitlement. Too many people consider themselves entitled to material comfort, economic security, and other privileges of middle-class life without hard work. Number 3, fear. Fear of the other produces and reinforces xenophobia, anti-immigrant sentiment, anti-Semitism, homophobia, and transphobia. Number 4, greed. Profits are a higher priority than the safety of workers or the health of the environment. The top few percent of the world's population controls the majority of the countries of the world's financial health. Our corporations send jobs offshore, and workers around the world's right to organize and bargain collectively is threatened. Number 5, distraction. In this age of constant connectedness, we are easily distracted by the unending barrage of information, much of it meaningless, with no way to discern what is important. The 6th plague is that of distortion of reality. The media constructs and society accepts unrealistic expectations, leading to eating disorders and an unhealthy obsession with appearance for both men and women. And social media is often guilty of sensationalism and of the spread of false information. The next plague is that of unawareness. It is easy to be unaware of the consequences our consumer choices have for the environment and for workers at home and abroad. Do we know where or how our clothes are made? Where or how our food is produced? The working conditions, the impact on the environment. The 8th plague is discrimination. While we celebrate our liberation from bondage in Egypt, too many people still suffer from discrimination. Here in South Africa, racism is still rife, and around the world, people of color are more likely to be imprisoned than people that are not of color. Women earn far less than men for doing the same jobs. And this is even evident in many Jewish communal organizations. The 9th plague is the plague of silence. We do not talk about things that are disturbing, such as rape, sex trafficking, child abuse, domestic violence, and elder abuse, even though they happen every day in our own communities. The 10th and final plague is a feeling of being overwhelmed and disempowered. When faced with these modern plagues, how often do we doubt or question our own ability to make a difference? How often do we feel paralyzed because we do not know what to do to bring about change?